Okay, after the break, we're talking to Sandeep Kishore, CEO and Managing Director of Zensar Technologies. Not after the break, we're talking to him right away. He's joining us on the phone line from London to talk about an agreement the company has entered into to acquire Foolproof Ltd. This is an experience design agency. Thanks very much, Mr. Kishore, for joining us this afternoon. I understand you're traveling and you're joining us on the phone line from London. Explain to our viewers what Foolproof does and what is the unique proposition you get via this agreement to acquire.
Sure, absolutely. Happy to join. Foolproof, as we have announced yesterday, is an experience design company, particularly focused on the customer experience and the user experience, which is largely at the front end of the digital strategy and the digital design, which we have been taking to our customer. So Foolproof brings the whole customer experience strategy around the journey of digital transformation. They do phenomenal work. They have an award-winning team on interaction, design, wireframe, and all the front-end work, which is largely a part of our return on digital strategy. We've always been talking about bringing the digital transformation to our global enterprise customer, and we are absolutely delighted to have now Foolproof as part of the global team for us at Zensar.
Okay, you haven't disclosed the acquisition price, but if you could just give us a sense of the kind of clients that Foolproof already has, which now come into the Zensar fold.
Yeah, we've not disclosed the acquisition price, but sufficient to say the last 12 months of revenue at Foolproof is about £8.5 million. They have about 100 employees in UK and in Singapore, and largely work with financial services customers. About half of business of Foolproof is financial services. And then there are some technology and retail customers. So there's phenomenal overlap with our focus to expand digital footprint, both in the retail and consumer segment, as well as the financial services customers. And there's some great synergy which we see deriving from this acquisition.
Okay, couple of other questions, just how you're going to finance the deal, some detail on that would be appreciated.
We've already mentioned that it is getting financed through completely internal accruals at Zensar.
Okay, and the management, I mean, how does this work between Zensar Tech and Foolproof? Does the Foolproof team steer the ship?
Oh, absolutely, yes. We are delighted to have all of Foolproof, including the founders, Peter and Tom, continue. Foolproof will continue to operate under its own brand. And that, quite frankly, is the value which we will bring. The existing clients of Foolproof will continue to have the team which they've been engaged with. And over a period of time, we, of course, will then engage Foolproof with the existing Zensar customers to deliver this entire CX, UX strategy and the digital interaction journey.
When does Foolproof begin to show in your performance? I'm referring here to the financial performance, just to make that absolutely clear to our viewers.
Oh, it should start showing this quarter onwards.
Okay, so the current quarter. And can you give me a number in a sense that captures where Zensar plus Foolproof could be in numerical terms?
Well, we don't give any forward guidance. Unfortunately, I won't answer that question now. But we've already said our numbers of last quarter were publicly declared at about $116 million of revenue, which we did in our Q2. And Foolproof fiscal year is actually also their calendar year. So they are in the last quarter of the calendar and fiscal right now. Their trailing 12-month revenue, based on the closure of the deal, was about 8.5 million GBP.
Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Sandeep Kishore, CEO and Managing Director at Zensar Technologies, thanks very much for joining us this afternoon. Appreciate the time you've made for NDTV on what I'm sure is a very busy day. ICICI Bank.